So in this lesson, we want to learn about decimal. So what is decimal? What is decimal? Decimals are figures that are less than one, Or we can say that a decimal is a figure that has a decimal point, and figures on the right hand side of the decimal, they are less than one, while figures on the left hand side of the decimal, they are greater than one. For example, let's have the unit, the decimal point, then we have the tenth, the hundredth, the thousandth, the 10,000th, and so on. So what this means is that this is our tenth, this is our hundredth, why this is thousandth with th, and this is of course 10,000th with th too. So why this is unit? So do not forget that on this side we may have the units, tens, and of course hundred, and it can go forever. So do not forget that the capital letter here shows those that are the low uppercase, shows figures that are values that are greater than one, while this shows values that are less than one. So the decimal place value is very easy. Decimal shows figures that are less than one. And what do I mean by saying that? Let me give you an example. So if you have four tens, is quite different from four tenths. Four tenths. So four tenths and four tenths, they are different. So why four tenths is 40? Four tenths is 4 out of 10. So with this basic explanation, we can see that the decimal figures on the right hand side of a decimal point, they are figures that are fractions. So we can call them fractional numbers. So on this side, we have the fractional numbers. So these are fractional numbers. They are fractions. Okay? So figures on the right hand side of the decimal point are fractional numbers. While the figures here, they are whole numbers. They are whole numbers. So just like you may have something like 2 whole number 1 over 2. So that is 2 1 second. 2 1 second. So that is what the decimal place value means. So do not mistaking decimal place values for others. Let's have an expanded form so that you can appreciate it very well. So imagine we have a figure like 2.93. So in expanded form, this becomes 2, which is a whole number, plus 9, which is the tenth. That's 9 tenths, 9 over 10, and 3, which is 3 over 100. 3 over 100, because that's 300. So if you check it very well, that is 2 units, 9 tenths, and 300. So is either we write it like this, or we write it like this. You get it now? So we say 300, right? Or we say 300 like this. So imagine we have figures like 5 or 52.006. So let's write this in an expanded form to really appreciate decimal place value very well. Do not forget, decimals are figures that are basically less than 1. But if you have a decimal point, if it is not 0 point, that is if the unit is not 0, then we cannot assume that everything is less than 1. So now we separate it by saying that figures on the right hand side are less than 1, while figures on the left hand side are greater than 1. So with this, now we have 5 tenths, which is this 550, plus 2 units, which is 2, right? So because decimal point separates them, as you can see here, so all these are 0, so we have to skip this, and we'll move to this. And don't forget, this goes like tenth, hundredth, thousandth. So this becomes 6,000. That's 6 over 1,000. So thank you for watching this. Please do not forget to subscribe. And this is the basic way to really interpret decimal numbers and the place values. So you can watch the next video, which will deal with ordering of decimal numbers or changing decimal numbers to fraction and the like. So thank you for watching. This lesson, we want to be writing our decimal numbers. We want to be changing them to fraction. So how do we change or convert decimal to fraction? So to do that, it's very easy. What you just need to do is to count the digits you have after the decimal, count the highest place value there. This is you the tenth, hundredth. So that means whatever you have here will be over 100, right? And take the visible figures. Since your unit is 0, then you have it as 35. So that becomes 35 over 100. And you reduce to the lowest term. Let's reduce to the lowest term. So what goes here? I think that's 5. 5 here 7, and 5 here 20. So that means this 0.35 is equal to 7 over 20. That's 7/20th. So, and in the next example, let's just do it under it. So you have a whole number there. So you first write the whole number. So then the highest place value you have after the decimal, that's tenth, hundredth, thousandth. So that means you rule your line and everything is going to be over 1000. So because that's the highest value you have there, then you take the visible figure, because do not forget 006 is the same thing as 6. Then at this stage you take it to the lowest term. So what goes? 2 here is 3, and 2 here is should be 500. Yes, 500. So that means the final answer here would be 2 whole number 3 over 500. So that is that. And the next one we have here is the same thing. So just count it. That is 97 over 100, since the highest is 100. So you can use the same knowledge like I did this one for this one. And do not forget that answers in fraction must be in the lowest term, because this is already in the lowest term, nothing can divide it. So 97 is a prime number, nothing can divide 97. So that is why we do not divide this. So if you are fortunate to have questions like this, then you leave your answer like that. So thank you for watching. Please subscribe and put on the notification bell. Yes, in this video, we want to be learning addition of decimal numbers. So how do we add decimal numbers to numbers? How do we add decimal numbers? Please, in case you've not subscribed to this channel, please help to subscribe and put on the notification bell. So to add decimal numbers, what is important is that you take note of the decimal points. These decimal points that you have, you take note of them, and they must be aligned at the center. They must be aligned at the center. Do not forget, addition of numbers has a commutative property, meaning that you may put the bigger one first or the smaller one first. It doesn't matter in your arrangement. So anyhow you arrange it, you're still okay. But arrange them in a way that we put them on each other. So in line with their place values. You arrange them in line with their place values. So the first figure we have here is 0.263. So we do not need to, actually 19 is bigger than all of them. So we don't need to write it first anyway. So then we have 1.36. That's 1.36. Do not forget place value. And 19.21. That's 19.21. So you will see that your decimal points must be aligned at the center, just the way I did. So your decimal point must be straight at the center, and you can fill empty spaces with 0. And what I meant by the place value is this. You will see that the highest place value here, or the lowest place value here, is the thousandth. So meaning that the thousandth, we have nothing under it, where the lowest place value here is 100. So that's the 100. So like if you put the place value on them, this is the unit, your decimal points, your tenth, your hundredths, and your thousandths, right? So do not forget that you can watch the place value video on decimal, so to get more understanding. So that you can fill empty loop with 0. Do not forget, here we have tens. So by the time we fill here with 0, you see that that's our tens, right? And this is our tenth, this tens, this hundredth. So the thousands has nothing under them, so you record them like that. So and you are free to add up. You're free to add up like this. So now let's do the math. 3 plus 0, that's 3. And this gives us 13. So carry 1 to this place. And that will give us 8. No, not 8. That should give us, yeah, 8. I'm correct. 8. I'm correct. 8. So nothing. Then the decimal point must come down at the center. Then you have this, that's 10, 0. Then you carry 1, that's 2. So that means the answer is 20.833. So do not forget, this is the right way to add your decimal, and do not forget to subscribe and put on the notification bell. So in this video, we want to be learning subtraction of decimal numbers. Do not forget, just like in addition, the decimal point must be at the center, but the difference between them is that in subtraction of decimal numbers, the bigger number must be on top, must be at the top. So while you're arranging, make sure that your bigger number is at the top. So 50 is technically bigger than this 3. So by you looking at the units, that's the side greater than 1, you could see that the 50 is greater than 3. So now let's do the math. So that becomes 50.02. Then we have 3.9967. So do not forget to split your figures out, split them out, and you arrange neatly. So fill empty loop with zeros, and you are free to take away now. You are free to take away. So now let's do the subtraction. Okay, 0 take away, impossible. That will come here. Give it to this 9. That's 10 again. So that becomes 3. That's 10 take away 7, the 3. 9 take away 6, that's 3 as well. This is 1. So we can't take away, we have to come here to borrow. And we'll share it. So that's 10, 9, 10, 9, and 11 now. Right, 11 take away 9, that becomes 2. 9 take away 9, that's 0. As you are leaving the point, bring it down at the middle. Right, 9 take away 3, that's 6. And of course, this is 4 because we borrowed before, and that becomes 4. So this is how to subtract decimal numbers. Thank you for watching. Please subscribe and put on the notification bell.